Hello, everyone. My name is Steven.
I'm Zach.
That guy's name is Zach. We are here with
My
Team
whole
Covenant your entire life. And this is a very special time for us. It's not, I would say that in the grand scheme of our lives, we had an early Star Wars experience, which was the movies, because they were getting re-theatered whenever we were kids.
Yep.
Remember that? You remember that, right?
I do remember that.
And that was a huge Star Wars moment for us. So that was followed by kind of a lack for a bit. I mean, there were some toys involved. And then there was the Star Wars CCG from Decipher, which is one of the very early card games that we started playing.
I was a young man at the time.
It was a hard one to grasp for a tiny mind.
Yeah, large book.
And then we went, after the
Small
CCG folded, and then we got into the Star Wars trading card game from Wizards. Which, say what you will about that game, we enjoyed it primarily because it was Star Wars themed.
Hey, if you don't like that game, you're wrong. It's good. Richard Garfield knows what he's doing, so back off.
A lot of people, I remember taking so much slack for that game.
Yeah,
it's
hey.
It's called Star Wars Yahtzee, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, if you don't understand dice.
So after the trading card game essentially disappeared, courtesy of Wizards, there was nothing for a while. And then Fantasy Flight got on the pony, as it were, for us at least.
Also, by the way, the nothing period you're referring to is the prequels. The black hole of the Force, yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
That may be true. But now we're back in the money. We have the Star Wars card game. We have X-Wing.
And the Star Wars RPG, mind you.
And the Star Wars RPG.
Which is phenomenal if you haven't checked that out.
It is fantastic. So we have all of those things. And then added to that, we found out at Gen Con we've got not only Armada, the big ship version,
yep,
but also this little game called Star Wars Imperial Assault, which from the first look was like, oh, this is essentially just Descent in Star Wars clothes. And if it was that, it would be phenomenal. Like, I would not have
It would still be totally fine. Acceptable.
No problems with that. But it is a little bit more than that. There's been some rules changes. We got to play it at Gen Con. Had a great time with it. The campaign is still strong. And it just looks like basically all the great things about Descent, all the great things about Star Wars, combine, flip, drop, reverse it, and then you have your you have your game.
Well, I was talking with a couple of the FFG staff at Gen Con about it, and they were saying it's like Descent in the same way that like Netrunner is like the Star Wars card game, right? Where it's like the form factor that you're delivering the game through is like those are LCGs,
cards,
right?
Yeah.
You each have decks, you each have a hand, you each are trying to win the game. But in this version, it's Descent in the same sense that there's a map, there's figures, there's one guy playing against the rest of them.
It's that type of game.
But then from there, it really just veers off into its own Star Wars-themed world.
It does.
So.
It kind of does its own thing. And the reason all of this is at all relevant is because today we're here with some spoilers from the upcoming Star Wars Imperial Assault. And this is important not only because the campaign and you can use a lot of these figures. We don't know exactly how everything's going to work, but you can use everything that you see here in the campaign as far as I understand it. But then secondarily, there's the skirmish mode, which gives me those little excited sparkles inside, where it's like, I don't know if it's going to be great. I don't know exactly what it's going to be like. But I remember playing the Star Wars miniatures game, and while I do not think that, just from my recollection of it, it wasn't the
one by Wizards.
Yeah, it wasn't a mind-blowing, oh my gosh, innovation game. But you had little Star Wars dudes, and you were moving them and attacking, and it was tactical, and it felt really good in the sense that like you got stormtroopers shooting at you or ducking behind walls and stuff. And that's what we're going to get to experience again in the skirmish game. We know that this is going to be a one-on-one format, which always increases like the longevity and appeal of a game because it hits a certain crowd, which is us, as well as a lot of people out there that want to take their board game essentially and then fight it against each other and play and have a good time that way.
Yeah, I think, and this is also where it strongly goes away from the way Descent's set up, which is you have this Descent-style storytelling game, an Imperial player versus the Rebels, continuous story where you're picking up gear along the way and XP to like level up your character and whatnot. But then it's so fascinating. It's all those same models and maps and everything that you're buying also works completely separately in a skirmish mode of the game that has similar core mechanics as far as how things move and maybe certain stats and abilities, how they read and work, but offers you a wildly different competitive tournament level kind of one-on-one miniatures game. So for me, I'm more of a competitive person, so that's what I'm amped about. But at the same time, if I can buy and paint and put all these models into my collection, and then any given night of the week have 2 or 3 friends over or at the store to hang out and play this campaign mode, phenomenal value,
Hits
all
both.
packed into the same game.
It hits both.
So,
It's excellent. All right, you want to kick it off with Mak Eshka'rey?
I am so glad you said that name.
Let's take a look at him.
Yeah, let's do it.
He appears to be a sniper. He's a Bothan.
He's a rebel.
He's a rebel. Bothan, well known for their spying. He has Ambush, which is an ability.
May have died getting us this information.
1 strain, used when you declare an attack targeting a figure that does not have a line of sight to you. This attack gains Pierce 2.
Okay.
Pierce 2, like piercing through armor.
Okay.
Is what I
or like their
understand it to
defense, or maybe they roll less dice or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think you remove a dice, and who knows, man?
who knows? No one knows.
I didn't pierce in my game.
So strain. Let's talk about that for a second.
Let's talk about strain.
You'll see below the endurance stat of 5, right?
Yes.
So you can basically you can overexert yourself on your actions during your turn, and you do that by using strain, but you can only use strain up to your endurance.
Up to your endurance, yeah. So you can use strain for interesting things like extra movement outside of your actual movement action. So it's like, I'm going to pay a strain to move an additional box.
Yeah.
And I think you can do that twice. At least that's how we were doing it.
And you can also use it on this ability to pierce 2, which
yes.
I want to say removes defense die.
You declare the attack, you pay the strain, and then you get pierce 2 on that attack. So that's really solid.
That's pretty sweet, but only on people that can't see you.
Only people that can't see you.
All right.
Yeah, no line of sight to you. And then covert, hostile figures 4 or more spaces away from you do not have line of sight to you.
Hey, that seems pretty good.
You do not block line of sight for those figures
So
either.
that's 2 things, right?
Yes.
That means that anything that is more than 4 away from you can't shoot you.
Can't shoot you.
Unless they maybe have some ability that lets them see you anyway.
Yep.
It also means that your ability, Ambush, is on a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
I
In
dig
fact,
it.
you could do a move to get out of those 4 spaces and then shoot to do like a weird.
How annoying. You're just
Right?
getting shot and it's like, where's
Yeah.
this coming
Where?
from?
Ah.
This is an empty hall.
As far as raw stats, we got 10 health, 5 endurance, 4 speed, and 1 white defense dice, which I believe is the worst defense possible.
Next to 0.
Yeah.
Next to 0.
And the
So
white
one
dice, I
die,
think white is the worst.
He's not lighting it
dice,
up,
too.
but he is a covert guy who'll hide him behind some boxes or something, and then
He seems like a covert, high priority, take out whatever needs to be taken out kind of guy. Take out their support units, take out their utility.
Man,
that
I'm
kind of
picturing-
thing. It's a sniper, right?
I'm picturing a map where there's like a space out in the middle of like on a ledge, right?
Mhm.
Where you can't get within
Like a
4.
sniper's nest,
Yeah,
basically.
but the only way you can is like by going in and going through that one like passageway or whatever, and you just plant like Luke Skywalker right there.
Can't do
And
it.
it's like you're not getting too much sniper. Let's be real here. Anyways, that may or may never happen.
Let's be real. All right, so that's him. And then whenever he takes more than 10 damage, or I think he takes 10, you flip the card over to bloodied.
Okay, it's kind of like in
And-
Conquest.
Yeah, now he's bloodied, so he loses an ability. He maintains ambush, but loses covert. Looks like he goes down to endurance 4, so he can strain himself a little bit less, and speed 3, loses a little bit there as well.
And I do want to know, I'm
Slows
pretty
down a
sure
bit.
when you have 4 strain, which there are ways to remove strain and recover
Yeah.
damage and whatnot, but when you have 4, if some like game ability would cause you to be strained,
Take
it
on
actually
health.
you take damage. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that feels
That's
right.
the risk of being heavily strained.
And I'm sure we're going to see figures that are like, give target 2 strain.
Yeah, it's like
boom,
you know,
fill them up.
some kind of gun that is less damaging and more just strain. So then they can't strain to do cool stuff either, which is cool.
What about like a really tough Jedi, like a Darth Vader or something, or an Emperor? It's like you have to spend 2 strain just to declare an attack
Yeah,
against him.
that's gonna happen. It's so good.
All right, so that's our homeboy here, our Bothan,
Sweet,
our
so-
Mak Eshka'rey.
We've seen a rebel character here, which is cool.
Seen a rebel character. So now let's look at some cards. Now these cards are crazy. They're very interesting, right? So let's look at decoy.
Can I tell you something really quick?
Yes.
Which is,
Please.
you know what the awesome part of Imperial Assault is?
No, I can't think of a single one.
Everything. I can't tell you. If you watch any of our videos, you know I love Star Wars, but
You're such a Star Wars guy.
this game is just a dream.
There's always one franchise that somebody is just crazy about.
Yeah.
Robert is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You're Star Wars. I don't know where I am. I'm in a kind of quasi zone. Maybe I haven't found it yet.
That's the problem.
I do
You need to
love
read
Star
more
Wars,
books. Anyway, sorry, I had to.
Let's talk
I'm
about
so
decoy.
excited about this.
You deplete this card when an attack. You deplete this card when an attack targeting you is declared. So somebody's shooting at you or attacking you. You deplete the card. The attack misses.
What?
After the attack resolves, you may interrupt to place your figure in any empty space within 3 spaces. Then you become focused and may perform an attack.
What? First off, what's focus? Do you have any idea about that?
Focus, yeah, I remember I used the mechanic in the demo, but focused is basically you can get ramped up. Like you can spend one of your actions, I believe, to like
focus
get
and then,
awesome.
like, take the shot or something.
Yeah, so
whatever.
it's kind of like aiming or something. It's essentially a way for you to like increase your odds of hitting and doing damage and things. So somebody attacks you, you deplete the card, you move to any empty space within 3
they
spaces.
miss, first off.
Yeah, they miss.
They took an action, and you just forced them to miss. You get to move 3,
And
be
then-
focused, and attack.
And then attack. Now, see, this is an interesting card for me. Like, is this going to be open information from like?
I think it has to be.
It does, right?
I think so.
But like that's weird. So do you just like you have to go up and hit the decoy? I was like, I know he's a decoy, but I've got to do it.
Yeah, and
or
that's
is there
the-
some hidden information here?
And I mean, I'm picturing, like, especially in the campaign mode, right? It's like you have a Stormtrooper and Vader. And it's like, well, I don't want him to dodge my Vader attack because Vader obviously is going to kill him. I have no idea what Vader does, but I'm sure he just kills you. So you go with the Stormtrooper first, but then at the same time, it's like they could just take it. They don't have to use this.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's phenomenal.
It becomes
4
pretty
points
cool.
seems not expensive.
Yeah. Well, compared to 1, we're going to move on to Disengage.
Compared to 1.
So maybe it is a lot.
Yeah, we don't know, right? Like, we don't know how many points a skirmish mode's gonna be able to play with, and I'm sure there's gonna be like X-wing multiple formats and stuff, but it seems good.
Well, Disengage is here to tell us that 1 experience point is possible, and so perhaps 4 times that many. Maybe it is a lot. Maybe it is a lot on another card. But it's a very simple thing. 1 strain, exhaust this card when a hostile figure enters a space within 3 spaces of you to gain 3 movement points.
That's annoying.
Yes. And as far as I understand it, so like any action or something that gives you movement points must be spent immediately on that resolution. So like this gives me 3, I then move 3. But they word it in a very consistent way, at least so far, where always you're gaining movement points. Like that's how it's worded. No matter what the ability is,
So
declaring a move action is gaining movement points.
You
equal
take a
to your
strain,
move
you
value.
exhaust this, so you could use it once.
Yep.
When a figure enters a space within 3,
You
to then move 3.
Yep.
So this, I see this being used in a lot of ways, right? It's like maybe there's just the one like you have like a hallway that's 2 squares,
Yeah.
and you already have a dude here, and they move, and it lets you like block them off,
Absolutely.
where they can't get past
Yeah.
your guys. It also lets you run.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
It's
Like our sniper friend. for
Yeah, it's like,
instance.
oh,
in
you're about to
his-
hit me. I'm gonna move this way,
Mhm.
and then you can't. And I'm around the corner now too. 3 is enough to like get somewhere.
This is just the kind of ability that's really appealing to me. Just having the freedom to really manipulate the battlefield.
Seems good. Yeah.
Very nice. Let's talk about Execute. It's
Yeah.
the next card.
This could be.
I see a combo as like Decoy, Disengage, Execute.
You can't touch Luke.
There's 3 experience points. After you resolve an attack, if the target figure was defeated, recover 1 strain. So there's a way to recover some strain there.
Now I've got to wonder. I don't know how many models are typically going to be on the board, but I feel like defeated is something that's not going to happen.
I don't know, man. I mean, because you could have like 60 stormtroopers, or like
That's true.
Like,
Like,
if it's
that's what-
like
I
I've
don't
heard
know.
like 40 points thrown around as like kind of the standard, and so
But I mean, like,
maybe you have like 10 stormtroopers, a Vader, and a couple of droids, right?
and you just off all the
so you just like
stormtroopers.
I think that'll be a possibility.
Okay.
1 strain, exhaust this card when you use ambush. Our friend can do that, of course. Remove all white dice from the target's defense pool.
Ouch. That's sweet.
That seems really nice.
So,
this is meant for tearing down.
I have a
weenies.
question. Initially, execute. It felt like execute the order or something.
Yeah.
It feels like
No,
chop
this is
someone's
like-
head off.
this is like
kill them.
Execute. Or maybe it is. Maybe execute the shot, right? You're ambushing
I don't
somebody.
know.
You need to execute the
This
ambush.
is like an execution.
You need to execute the ambush.
That's all I'm saying.
Remove all white dice from the target's defense pool. I think that's great. I think that white is the worst.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's like the base.
So if you're removing that, then again, that tells me that maybe this isn't the best for somebody like Vader or Yoda to attack them with. But for the chuds, it's going to be really good.
Now, removing those dice too should help you on the whole defeating figures. part of the
Absolutely,
card.
yes.
So.
There's some synergy happening. Then we have a long blaster. It's a weapon.
Man, that art is from Boss from the card game.
Yeah, it is.
I love that art.
I love that art.
Put it
too.
out there.
I love that boss. It's a blaster and a rifle, and it ups your attack when this is equipped to 2 blue dice.
Which I assume is a notch above white.
I'm gonna assume that's great. It got 2 abilities on it. 1 surge, which is a surge is something you might roll on the dice whenever you're rolling your attack.
Which you spend to do things.
So after the dice are rolled, you can spend surge from the dice pool to do stuff. This one you can get +1 damage. So 1 surge for +1 damage, and then 1 surge for pierce 1. To remove
Ouch.
some armor.
So Do you know? Let's talk about Surge for a second. I don't know how familiar you are with Surge if you used it in your game.
Yeah, man.
But
it's like an interview in here.
It is like you're like sweating. On an ability like that, if I have like 4 Surge, can I just pay all 4, or is it once per?
I think you can only use 1 per resolution.
Okay, yeah. that would seem way too good. So
like if I rolled
like
3, but I think Surge can also be used to recover strain. So I can cash extra Surge in to take strain off. It was very fluid, like back and forth in that respect.
Okay, cool.
So long blaster. It's an illegally modified sporting blaster. Not the best of weapons, but it'll get the job done.
Is there a cost on anything?
I see no cost. We don't know. Question marks. Target acquired is the final card. Maybe not the final. It is the final card.
It is the final.
It's 2 experience points, 1 strain. Exhaust this card before you declare an attack. During this attack, figures do not block your line of sight. Apply +2 accuracy to the attack results. You can shoot through things with +2 accuracy.
So shooting through things is cool. Models block line of sight, right? So
they do.
If I'm trying to shoot Stormtrooper over here, and you have Stormtrooper I don't really care about right here, I can pop through.
I think it's 2 corners to 2 corners is their line of sight thing.
Okay, so your 2 have to be able to see.
Or 2 to 1, 2 corners. So my 2 attacking corners have to get to one of theirs together without crossing anything bad.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get you.
I know it's interesting.
Do you know, and you may not, again, interview style here, accuracy. Do we know about that?
We don't. We may. As far as what I know right now is that
we may.
The accuracy is a metric that you need to hit in order to successfully attack somebody with a ranged attack. And the base,
okay, yeah, I remember that.
The base level that you have to acquire is the number of spaces between you and the figure. So like if I'm 5 spaces from you, I have to acquire accuracy 5 on, I believe, the dice plus any modifiers.
And is accuracy a thing on the die?
I don't know if it's a thing on the die or yes, it is. Yeah, I think it is.
I think
There's
it's
like
one of the
2
symbols.
little. It's like squares, and it says like 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So you roll, and then
so you get extra 2, which means you know you're a 2, and you have to roll at least X number of.
There it is. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So that's really cool. So we got a sniper and a whole bunch of ways to make him better.
Of course.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
So that's pretty sweet. How do you feel about this guy?
I feel like this is really cool. Like I said, it's just kind of it's a faceless figure in Star Wars, which I'm all about. I'd much rather play this guy than like Bosk, for instance.
Yeah.
Love the idea of just like kind of these random mysterious entities making their way in the universe. I think this is a great figure. It has a very specific and obvious mission, right? It's like I use this guy for these things, and I can go execute on that. I can buff him up if I want to, or not buff him up. Who knows what other kind of cards we can go that might synergize well with here, with like other stuff that blocks line of sight, other stuff that benefits from covert, those kinds of things. So I don't know, man. I'm just super amped to see how the skirmish mode works and to get playing on the campaign.
Excellent. I'm also excited. I think this is supposed to be out in Q1 of next year.
We've heard, yeah.
Don't hold me to that. That's just what I've heard.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped. I can't wait to get this stuff, get these models. This guy comes in the core set. So
it does.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. We think he comes in the core set.
I thought we knew he came in the core set.
We know with pretty decent accuracy that it comes in the core set, but things change. You never know.
I mean, yeah, he may or may not be in the core set, but as far as we know, he's in the core set.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We got to be careful, because you never know. You say something on a video, and then it's like, he wasn't in my core set. Last minute change, like,
and then people are coming to us trying to get this model, which we can't produce, obviously.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much to Fantasy Flight for sharing these early spoilers with us and for letting us put them out to the world. And we really can't wait for this game. You'll stick with us on the journey from discovery to first core set opened to who knows where it goes
Hero and
from
Villain
there.
Packs coming out.
Hero and Villain Packs coming.
And we got more spoilers coming, right?
We have
more videos.
More spoilers coming.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Subscribe if you'd like. And thank you guys again for all the support. We'll see you later.